props for our actors, and we'll have to use them, and costume. So whatever you choose, we'll have to wear. So you're going to have fun with this. Yeah, I can see that already. Okay. Well, you've got to be listening. Are you ready? So who's listening? Who's ready? Because then we'll pick you. Excellent. Right. Ready, set, game.
Okay, so we need your guys' help because you're going to be helping us choose characters and props and costumes all the way through this. So before we begin, we need a Karen. So we're going to have Abby as our lovely Karen today. And she's going to need some red shoes, believe it or not. So should we get Karen's red shoes?
Yes, there might be. Now, these one we'll pick for you because there will be some that you will pick, but I think I might just have something that might be useful. Funny that. As if by magic. Oh, brilliant. Talking of magic. Okay, so what happens next?
Okay, so now we've got our Karen.
Yes.
We'll begin the story. So,
Brilliant.
once, long ago, in another land, a girl named Karen lived in a small house with her grandmother and a little grey cat. One day, Karen's grandmother took her to the shoemaker for new shoes. Karen looked into the shop window, and there she saw a pair of beautiful red dancing shoes with long silk ribbons. She wanted those shoes more than anything else in the world. Karen tugged at her grandmother's sleeve, so we're going to need a grandmother. Here she is.
You like this one? Oh, wonderful. That's a good grandmother. Love, just a scarf, and that's what you need.
Grandma, she said eagerly, can't we buy the red shoes? No, said her grandmother. They're too bright for school and they'll wear out quickly. We'll buy you a nice pair of black shoes with silver buckles. At any other time, Karen would have liked her new shoes, but after seeing the red shoes, they seemed ugly to her. After Karen's grandmother paid for the new shoes, she hurried Karen from the shop. Karen looked back longingly at the red shoes, which seemed to beckon at her from the shop window. Time went by, and Karen began to spend almost all her time daydreaming about the red shoes. She thought about them first thing in the morning, and then last thing at night, and all through the day. Sometimes, instead of doing her homework, Karen whirled and curtsied in front of her mirror. She imagined that she was wearing the red shoes and that all her friends were jealous of how beautiful she looked. A few years later, a new city hall was built. There was to be a grand ball to celebrate the occasion, and everyone in the town was invited. Karen had never stopped wishing for the red shoes, and she felt she must have them to wear to the ball. She took out her glass jar. So, can we have someone to choose a glass jar for us, or something that resembles a jar? It can be anything. We're going to use our imagination.
Absolutely. Yes, it could be anything at all.
Have you got an idea? Do you want to come and choose
There's
something?
maybe this.
That's a perfect idea, yeah.
Brilliant.
Do you want to pass that to Karen?
Here we go, there's the glass jar.
Okay. At last, she had enough money to buy the shoes. Without telling her grandmother, Karen ran to the old shoemaker's shop and gave him the jar of coins. So can we have a shoemaker, please?
Oh, yes, okay. I'm going to just choose an object to become the shoemaker because you have it.
Mummy.
These should be specific ones.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes, actually, I'll use that one. Some good ideas, though, but we will get there. Some good ideas. I think, yes. There we
Should we
go.
put the hat? Should we put the hat on?
Oh, that hat underneath the deer.
This one?
Yeah.
No, I think she went the hat underneath.
What? I'll tell you what, I'm going to use, okay, quickly with this one, very, very quickly. Oh, okay, so we're going to pretend this is a shoemaker, so we're going to use our imagination, and there's his hat. Brilliant, marvellous, love it. There we go. So this is the shoemaker now. Brilliant, there we go.
I want to buy the red dancing shoes, she said. I've wished for nothing else since I first saw them. As the old shoemaker wrapped the shoes, he smiled in a mysterious way. Be careful what you wish for, he said softly, because it may come true. Karen felt a little frightened when he said this, but soon she forgot everything else in her excitement. That night, after supper, Karen put on the red shoes and tied the long silk ribbons. At last, they're mine, she thought. Everyone will be jealous of me. She slipped quietly out of the house and ran down the path into the forest. She whirled and danced among the trees. Wearing the shoes made her feel as light and graceful as the wind, as if her feet were not even touching the ground. She had an odd sense of being swept along until she could hardly breathe. It was a scary feeling, but exciting at the same time. As she danced, Karen thought, no one had ever danced as well as this. I don't ever want to stop. Karen knew that her grandmother would scold her for buying the red shoes without her permission. So so she hid them in her closet. Every night, she took them out and admired them in secret. On the night of the ball, Karen put on her best dress. So, we're going to need to dress Karen for her ball now. So,
Shall we choose a tune? So if you're looking this way, when you've got your hands up, so you don't get chosen this time round. There'll be lots of things and stories to be picked from. So don't be disheartened. So we're going to go with who's sitting in nicely. Yeah, do you want to pick something, Karen? Brilliant.
Thank you.
Oh, there you go. Karen, going to choose 4 more. Oh yes, some bits in there. Definitely some tinsel. That's what we've got in our bag. Definitely. Yes. Would you like to choose something?
the black thing.
So we've got some tinsel. Have a little look. Would you like to pick something? Brilliant.
Thank you.
Oil.
Oh, well, this. It's just going to top it
I'm
off
going
a
to choose
bit.
2 more people. Would you like to?
Hello.
Fantastic. You're going to get very super.
Oh, hello.
Very good. And 1 more person who would like to choose one last thing. Maybe something she could festoon around her. Does anyone else like to choose one more thing?
Like that.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Thank you.
Brilliant. Oh, lovely. So she's. Oh, wow. There we go. Doesn't she look ready for a beautiful ball?
I think why you get the leaves.
Fantastic. Okay, so
Okay.
see what happens next. You ready? You ready?
Karen stood in front of her mirror and admired just how beautiful she looked. The red shoes make me look beautiful, she thought, and they'll make me dance better than anyone else at the ball. Karen's grandmother had decided not to go and was napping in her room. Karen didn't want her grandmother to see her wearing the shoes, so she tiptoed past her grandmother's room and slipped quietly out of the house without waking. So, we're at the city ball now, so can we have everyone on their feet?
Yes.
Just quietly do some dancing, so we're all in the ball. Everyone's dancing really beautifully. As they whirled around to music, she felt almost dizzy. She was sure that everyone was talking about how gracefully she danced. And noticeable, she was sure that all her friends were wishing that they had dancing shoes as beautiful as hers. After Karen had been dancing for what seemed like hours, she suddenly found herself near the old shoemaker.
That'll be me.
He pointed to her feet and said, "What beautiful dancing shoes. They will stick fast when you dance." For a moment, Karen felt uneasy, but the excitement of the dancing soon made her forget his words. Then Karen noticed she was not always dancing in the direction she wanted to go. The red shoes seemed to have a mind of their own. It was as if they would not let her do what she wanted to do. It was getting late, and people were sitting down to rest from the dancing. Karen wanted to rest too, but found that she couldn't stop her feet from moving. She began to feel frightened. "What's happening?" she cried, but no one seemed to hear her. Karen danced away into the dark streets out of town and into the forest. On the way, she passed the old shoemaker again. He nodded to her and said once more, "What beautiful dancing shoes." Karen could not understand what was happening and felt more and more frightened. "The red shoes are making me dance," she thought. "I must take them off." She tried to untie the ribbons and she tugged at the shoes, but it was no use. The shoes were stuck to her feet. She kept pulling and tugging at them, but no matter what she did, the shoes would not come off. Karen danced up and down the hills, through the woods, over roads and paths, fields and meadows by day and by night, through rain and snow. She ate berries and drank rainwater. Her clothes became dirty and tangled and wild. Karen felt as if she had been dancing forever. Finally, one night she saw the old shoemaker again. As she danced by him, she called out, "I should never have wished so hard for the red shoes. Please help me take them off and end this spell so I can go home." "No," he answered. "You wish to dance in the red shoes, and dance you shall. You must keep dancing wherever the shoes may take you." Karen begged for him again to free her from the spell, but her shoes led her away before she heard his answer. One night, the red shoes danced Karen towards the edge of a steep cliff. Karen became very frightened and cried, "I wish I had wings to carry me through the air." Suddenly, soft feathers began to grow from Karen's arms and body. The red shoes danced her over the edge of the cliff, but she didn't fall. She felt free and light. She had changed into a beautiful bird. The night wind lifted her on her new wings. As she swooped and glided in the moonlight, the red shoes fell from her, down, down towards the ground far below. For many days, Karen soared over the forest until she saw her grandmother's house. Her grandmother was sitting in the garden with a grey cat on her lap. So can we have something that can be the cat and the grandmother? Do you want to choose? Karen flew down and perched on a low branch. She wished with all her heart that she could live here again with her grandmother. If only I could be a girl again, she thought. I'd always think twice about what I wished for. With these words, the spell of the red shoes was finally broken. Karen felt feathers falling from her arms and body and changed back into a girl. Her grandmother watched with amazement as Karen appeared before her, and they laughed and hugged each other. "Grandma, I have so much to tell you," she cries. And then began her story. The end.
Good. Very good. You're out. So,